Chris Hemsworth is in talks to return for Thor 5. Okay, obviously Thor 4 had its downs, but he's in talks to return for Thor 5. How do you feel about that?
Listen, I've said a lot of things about Thor for Love and Thunder, and I've also understand that the MCU needs strong characters again. And one of those characters are Thor. Like, I would take Thor back to the MCU with open arms. I've never been anti-Thor. Thor is, I think, one of the best characters in the MCU, bar none. There's a reason he's part of the big three. I think he's the most, obviously the most slept on within the three, but like, he's also one of the best castings in all of comic book movie history, and, listen, I really do believe this. The Thor trilogy is fire. It's so underrated. He's a great character, and they can do so much with Thor because, he's obviously a cosmic entity. Bring him back. Absolutely. Bring it back. Make it work. And by the way, I'd much rather have Thor than another Thor movie than the Young Avengers that they're talking about. That looks awful.
100% agree, man. I think that Chris Hemsworth is something special, and Taika Waititi was the problem, and now he's a problem in Star Wars. But I'm not even going to talk about that because I'm going to get angry and throw my freaking phone at the wall. Yeah, I can't. Yo, he literally said that. This dude literally said that his Star Wars movie is going to piss people off, and I'm like,
I saw that. He's got to go back to making movies that aren't like nerd culture movies. Listen,
like Zack Snyder.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, Taika Waititi is a talented director. I actually do have respect for him, but he needs to stay away from things with more, exactly like Zack Snyder. And by the way,
like Rebel Moon is going to be awesome, man.
Rebel Moon is going to be awesome.
So as in Chris Hemsworth for Thor 5, man, I think that Chris Hemsworth is great, and he's one of the greatest castings for a superhero. I think that 4 or 5 is going to be amazing, but I do think that we need a very violent, like a director that's done like a really good violent action movie to do Thor 5. I think Thor 5 just needs to be like a gritty action movie. We don't need the Jane stuff. No. Give us the Jane love stuff, whatever. Give us the lore, but we need an action movie where Thor is just kicking butt for 2 hours straight.
Yeah. And
that's what we need.
And not silly, but more like cocky and violent. Like that's the the Thor 1 Thor, where Thor is just a savage. I mean, he's looking for blood. I mean, and maybe Thor is not going to be like that because he's older, he's matured. But we need something that's going to challenge Thor. And as much as I don't like the idea of Thor having a daughter, and this is why I love films. There's things that you can do with that dynamic to challenge him. Something else I've never understood. You guys know that Thor can breathe in space, right? Just saying. Thor can fly and breathe in space. That's why he ends up on the ship in Infinity
I want to see Thor. I want to see Thor flying in space in Thor 5.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like I want to see more flying, more traveling. Like just give me this Thor just doing.
Like I would love to see Thor with like the Kree or the Skrull. I would see some intergalactic violent Thor. Listen,
I agree.
And by the way, they should be doing the way that we think they're going and doing everything they can to be bringing back RDJ and Chris Evans back. Like they should be doing everything they can to be putting Thor at the front and center. And Thor is a leader. Like you could have him lead an Avengers squad. And I know that's not what people envision, but listen, would you rather have Thor or Captain Marvel? It's a no-brainer.